Hey.
Hey, here we are. We're recording. Okay, so it is September 12th, 2019. We are a couple days out of our wonderful Salt Lake City Summit there were 8 of us that went, and it was amazing. And I will just start out saying, I hope that the next Zyia Summit or mini conference that they have. If you're rocking your Zyia business and you really want to get inspired, or at that point, if you need inspiration, come, enjoy it with us. It was just all that in a bag of chips, if you will. We had some amazing speakers. We had a lot of amazing time together. And ironically, all of the gals that came, I don't know if any of you were Silpata girls or had heard of Silpata, but it just so happened that we were all in Silpata together. So I don't know, it was a really cool experience just to reconnect with everybody. It was a very cool experience to see the Zyia home office, how simple things really are. It is amazing that they get the amount of volume out of there that they do. I mean, literally, the packing chain of people, if you will, is on like tables from Sam's Club. I mean, it's that basic. So it was super cool to see that. I mean, this is still really a grassroots company. Things are very ground floor and things are very simple. And Zach Bradley, assured me that it's going to stay that way for a really long time. And they are putting all of their time and money and efforts into us, the reps, and good customer service and the product. So they're not planning on building any fancy buildings or anything anytime soon. And I love that, because that's where companies get in trouble. So anyways, that was just a little blurb about Summit. And I said I was going to keep it short. And so I'm going to get into, we had 2 keynote speakers at Summit, and both were very good. One of them inspired us. We were sitting at dinner the last night, and actually Teresa Price, who is one of our other great leaders, and she's not on the phone call right now, but she looked at Ingrid and I, and because we were down at the end of the table with her, and she goes, I really got inspired today. And I will tell you, the gal that spoke, her name is Michelle Poehler, and she just published a book. It is called Fear Less and Do More. If you want to look it up, I think it's on Amazon and Target.com, she said. What Michelle has done is she created for herself this movement of 100 days of fear. And I won't get into what it is, because I put a YouTube video on, and you guys can look it up on your own. And Ingrid and Susie and I want to actually talk to you guys about how we're going to put this into our Zyia businesses. But she inspired us to, actually, we were all inspired by it, but Teresa, I will give her props. She took the initiative and said, you know what? I am going to do 100 days of consistency in my business. And for me, what that looks like, this was Teresa talking, is I want to contact at least 5 people a day. And then I'm also going to do the same on social media. So she has made a pledge to contact 5 people, either via phone call, via text, or email, whatever it is. And just to see kind of where it's going to take her business. And Ingrid and I both just looked at her and we said, well, that's a no-brainer. We're in with you. You know what I mean? We're going to do this, because you sit at Summit and you look at these gals that are just killing it. I mean, they are, their sales are good, their teams are huge. Everybody's got smiles on their faces, and you're like, hey, I want a part of this. And we already are a part of this, which is wonderful, but we want to enhance it. So then we took it a step further on our leader call this week, and we're like, oh my God, we've got to share this with the girls on our team, because we want everybody to do this with us, if you guys are up for it. So we just wanted to get on here tonight, explain to you girls what we're doing. Hopefully some of our enthusiasm rubs off on you, and not just, put it in a post on Facebook and say, hey, this is the 100-day challenge. Here's Michelle Poehler, go look her up. We wanted you guys to hear from us personally, so you can feel it, right? Because when someone talks to you and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, I want to do this too. So what Michelle did was she took 100 days and faced her fears consecutively. So what we're going to do, and like for me, it's a little bit of a fear and it's a challenge to say for 100 days, I am going to make 5 contacts a day in my Zyia business. Teresa took it a step further and she's doing another level with social media, but my 5 contacts for me personally, because I don't want to set myself up for failure, it can be a social media, it can be text, it can be a phone call, it can be email. Or yesterday I went into a coffee shop that I go to, and I know good and full well that the owner is, she actually is a fitness competitor, and I handed her my business card and I said, I'd love for you to take a look at my website. And she looked at me and she goes, oh, is it the activewear clothing that you sell? Well, I didn't even know that she knew that I sold activewear clothing. So that for me was a contact yesterday. So it can be something as simple as that. I know I'm getting off track here. I'm going to get back on Susie and Ingrid because you guys are probably going, oh my God, Kim's getting diarrhea.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, so one of the things that Michelle said, which resonated with me, was the enemy of success is not failure, it's comfort, right? So it's out of my comfort zone, even though I am a leader in Zyia and I am, you know, the leader of this team. It's out of my comfort zone to say, okay, for 100 days up until December 16th or 17th, whatever it is, I'm going to do 5 contacts a day. But Susie and Ingrid are going to get into this a little bit more with you guys, but here's a couple little things that I'm doing, okay? It's 100 days of habit. And you can see I started this on Monday and my 4th day doesn't have a green circle yet, because guess what? It's 5:15 in Arizona or 5:12, and I don't have my 5 contacts done yet today. I have 3 done. I will get the other 2 done before I go to bed, and I will fill in my green circle. But this sits right by me. And then I also have, I'm kind of like an old school person. I love paper. I love to-do list. I love to write stuff on to-do lists that I've already done and cross it off. Anybody out there like to do that?
Yep.
Guilty. So here's my other little tool right here, which is my great little planner. And I'm just going to show you. I mean, it's my accountability is super simple. So you can see that was my first day, and I wrote down everybody right there. And this is what I'm going to do, because I have room in my planner to do that every day. So that way I can go back, I've got a list, and I can follow up that way. Like I said, Susie and Ingrid are going to tell you guys a couple other ways that they are keeping track of this, but that's what's working for me. Okay. So I think, let me just double check. I will tell you girls again, it's Michelle Poler, and it's Poler if you want to look her up. It's Fear Less and Do More is her book. And you know what? That's it for me right now. I'm going to pass the baton.
All right.
Hi, Joyce.
Hey, everybody. Hi, Joyce. Hey, Joyce. We can see you.
Hello.
Can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I think we're still frozen. Okay, so, and we don't want this call to be too long, and I have company coming for dinner. So if you saw my kitchen right now in my office, it's like, so I'm already.
Okay.
So I think, and it is that, you know, you go to a conference and you hear all these great speakers and you come home and you're just charged. But there's something about Michelle Poler that, you know, usually your first day home, you're really excited about the speaker. The second day home, you know, it starts to fade. This is doing the complete opposite for me. It is catapulting me. This woman, what she achieved in 100 days, and it's all on YouTube, is incredible. So that's what my buy-in is. And I think conquering fear and fear of rejection is also part of what this 100-day thing is, because in this business, one of the number 1 fears is sorry, I just muted you, Joyce. So if you want to speak, you'll have to unmute. Is visualizing what I want to do when I do this 100 days. And for me, it's probably going to be 5 a day. You can do, and Ingrid will get into the different choices of things that you can do. So when I take on these challenges, and for me, I like to usually call people and I use the phone because I believe the power of your voice is the strongest, most accurate thing you can do. Because a text doesn't have a hello and a goodbye. And
Come on, buddy.
there's no way to kind of keep the conversation going. So I just love to phone and get permission and say, hey, did I catch you at a bad time? And I like to go into this with visualizing what I'm going to feel like after I've done the 5 calls, the 5 reach outs, or if it's visiting a store, or if it's phoning, or maybe it is somebody who I text, you know, or somebody standing in the grocery line who, you know, when you wear those, like I love what Teresa says, you know, why wear the ordinary? Wear the extraordinary. At some point, get yourself some of these incredible looking, colorful, standout leggings. And you get people, just like it was jewelry, who go, where did you get those leggings? Mm-hmm. There's a reach out, maybe not absolutely intentional, kind of unintentional. So I know for me, when I start humming and hawing and feeling the fear and going, I don't think I'm going to do this. And my husband taught me this a long time ago. I'll say, well, what are you going to feel like if you don't do it? So I always visualize, it's like going to the gym or doing anything else. What am I going to feel like once I've done it? I'm not going to beat myself up if I only do 2. And if I'm only going to do 1, that's okay. So I found that same form. And if you want, should we put it on the files, Kim? Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
So I also, and so then my next point is about how are you going to track this? And everybody does this differently. Some of you are going to be in a calendar, Kim's in a journal. I use an Excel spreadsheet. Ingrid uses Word. So I did create a sample tracker. The problem is it's small. You can't get a lot of notes in it, but there's important things that you need to do. And I can put it in behind in a PDF, but you see, can you see that okay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did, and I left it blank, so it can be, this one will hold, you'd have to do multiple pages. So I did date, how did you contact them, voice, text, message, I'll have to change it. And then the really important thing is the date for the follow-up. And then the what did you say, I'm not gonna really get into it because we have our YouTube channel. And video number 3, which is done by Catherine Spencer Inkeep, also known as KSI, she does a great training video on the reach out. And then Adria on number 4 does the follow-up. So we already have those tools there for you. And I think that's it. I'm just going to visualize that I've got that form. This thing, I love this, Kim. When you sent that today on text, it was like bingo, super easy.
Pinterest.
Yeah, it's just great. Cross it off. And you know what? And I think, you know, there's what we call the outside target, the outside rim and the inside rim. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah, my target is to do 5. But if I hit my outside rim, I may actually not color it in all the way. That might be my way. If I do all 5, it's colored in all the way. I'm going to figure it out as I go, but I'm going to do it. And I think it'd be great. And I think that's kind of it for me. I'm getting her newsletters. I've read them all. I think this woman, you can sign up for her newsletters for Michelle Fuller. I think she's so brave. She really hit the nail on the head with fear. So.
All right. So let's move on. So you guys are going to laugh, but I'm actually going to quickly share with you how I track it. I am so simple. You can see this. I call it the 100-day prospecting challenge, where 10 connections a day brings success. So I just want to show you, because we started this on Monday. My goal is 10 a day. That's my personal goal. So we're going to talk about how anybody can pick whatever number works for you, but I have some serious goals with this business. So I am reaching out to 10, and they're going to be a variety of ways. So what I'm doing here is, okay, so on day 1, I talked to Louise, Sherry, Allison. A red is a definite no, but everywhere you see a yellow, those are people who are interested, and I have follow-ups. So day 2, I started again with who I'm calling, and then at the end of day 2, I do have a follow-up, of course, because now I've got to go back to day 1, because some of them might have been get a hold of me tomorrow for the party, blah, blah, blah. So this is how I'm doing it, you guys. I'm just doing, there's a, red is not interested, off the list. Yellow is a follow-up because they're interested in all three of my services, personal appointment, party, or a rep. And where you see a green is I got someone signing up here this week, and this one is actually booked a party, and these are all follow-ups. And then I've got follow-ups also for October. These are girls that want parties in November. So that's kind of how my tracking looks like. So here's the thing though, right? So on day 4, I only reached 7. So I have 3 more to pile on to the next day. That is how I'm doing it, but it can very well be whatever it is for you. So here's the thing. For me, it's 10. For you, it could be 1 a day. It could be 2 a day. It could be 5 a day. Whatever it is. Of course, the more connections you make, the faster your team is going to grow. But we all are in different places in our lives, and we all have different goals. And some of you might work full time, and maybe 1 a day is good. But so you need to decide for yourself, I'm in, I would like to do this, and then how many a day you want to do. The other part is, I know that for some of you 100 days can seem a bit overwhelming. You don't have to choose 100 days. 21 days is if you do anything for 21 days, you have created a habit. So I'm going to suggest hit that 21 or 30, say I'm going to do it for 30 days. At the end of the 30 days, you can say, hot damn, this is working for me. And you can add another 30 days, or you can just stop at the 30 days, whatever it is. But I'm going to tell you, the thing that inspired me the most is that Natalie Robinson, we call her Bathroom Natalie. She's the one that does our reviews. She is a gem. I got to know her a little bit, and I've been texting with her since I came back. That's what happens in these conferences, is you make connections with other people, and you continue that when you get home. She is an absolute gem, and she had held for her team a Shine event on the Friday night. So anyone that had done that 3+4 challenge, remember, 3 recruits, 4 parties, 2,500 in the month. If you earned it in the month, was June, July, or August, you earned a $750 US, $1,000 Canadian cash bonus. Like, are you kidding me? Listen to this. She filled a room with 134 of her downline. And each one of those 134, some did 1 month, 3 reps, some did 2 months, that's 6 reps, some did 3 months, that's 9 reps, some even did 4 in a row months, and that was 12 reps. Do the math, you guys. 134 women that brought in a minimum of 3 reps each, if not more. She increased her team by 500-600 representatives over those 3 months. So anyways, it is about growth. It is about sharing. And if you come home, I don't know if you're like me, but I often procrastinate. I can get up in the morning with the best of intentions, and I can say to myself, I'm going to be making 5 calls tonight, come hell or high water. But then the day catches up with me, and distractions catch up with me. And before you know it, I'm saying to myself, it's okay if you skip today, start again tomorrow. But what this challenge has done for me is there is no tomorrow. It happens today. I'm committed to 10. If I don't get the 10 in, I add those 2 to the next day, and I go and I do it, and I'm accountable to my fellow reps that I've connected with, and we're doing it together. So you're with a like-minded group of women. We are going to share strategies on, how to ask, who to call. Right now, I've just been going through my list, just going through my who do you know list and past customers, and I'm picking up the phone, you guys. And I'm saying, hey, let's get together. I've got some fabulous activewear to show you. I know you're going to love it. Let's have a coffee so I can show it to you. So personal appointments are a big one for me. So this is what it is. And we want you guys to come aboard with us and decide for yourself what it is that you want to do, so we can make a bigger group, work together, and really explode our business during the busiest time of our year.
It's great.
Amen.
And don't forget, the Who Do You Know list is actually on the files on the Facebook page. So thank you for bringing that up. I didn't see it on my list here. I didn't say it. So that's really important. So,
and anybody who's listening to this, if you're not sure how to start, or you're like, this sounds like a really good idea, but I don't know what to do, that's what we're here for. just send us a personal message on Facebook or text us or whatever it is and say, okay, can you help me? We are more than happy to help you put a plan together.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Real quick, I know, Susie, you have a dinner party. Does anybody have any questions for us real quick before we end this phone call?
We
Are
were
you-
that
Are
clear.
you inspired? Is anybody inspired?
Yeah.
Rosalind, you're inspired. Adonica, I know we talked earlier. You're in, right?
Yeah, no, I think you guys did a great job.
Yeah, I'm
Thank you.
I'm unmuting there. Okay, you're unmuted, Donica.
Why, thank you.
Any questions, Joyce?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You listened to her, so I don't think you should have any questions. Do you want to add anything? Do you want to add anything?
I don't think so. I think you girls pretty much covered it.
Okay. All right, cool.
Awesome.
All right, well, let's let everyone get back to their evenings. Like Ingrid said, any of us are available. You can private message us, or if you have our number, call us, do whatever. And that goes for anyone who listens to this on the replay. We're happy to, that's what we're here for. I mean, we are, I think every leader on this team is willing to, I know I'm speaking for myself, and I just spent 4 days with the other leaders on this team. We are here to empower you. We want to link arms with you, take you with us, and go all the way up in Zyia, as far up as you want to go. Because let me tell you, sky's the limit, and we are in the right place at the right time. So I thank you ladies for getting on, and we'll try to connect with you in the next 100 days a few more times and keep everybody accountable. And I hope everyone has a great evening.
Thank you very much. Have a great evening.
Thanks, guys.
Good night.
Good night, girls.
Have a great night.